going to talk to you guys about the mindset that helped me compete better. I used to be very, very good in the practice room, but when it came to competition, I would have a lot of trouble attacking and being very aggressive. I'd spend the first 30 seconds or a minute kind of feeling the person out. What would tend to happen was they would get control of the match, they would get to their favorite tie-ups, they would be attacking me, and I'd constantly just be in a defensive mindset. I think this issue was a result of my mindset going into matches. A lot of times I would think about who my competitor was, what their best things were, how to avoid what they were going to do to me, and not really focused on what I was going to do in the match. What that made me do is, when the match started, I was nervous. I'm like, okay, let me try and stop their best stuff. And it just put me in that defensive mode where I was just reacting the whole time to what that person was doing. Later on in my career, I started changing my mindset prior to the match. So, 10 minutes, 20 minutes before the match, I'm getting ready to go. My mindset became set up, shot. Or get to my favorite tie-up, then shoot. Get to my favorite tie-up, then shoot. And this keeps it simple, and it keeps it focused on what I'm going to do. So if you get too complex with the way you're thinking before your match, and you're trying to get into all the details of what scenarios you're going to play out, it's not really that effective because the match is going to go and you don't really know what scenarios you're actually going to get into. Instead, I keep it simple where I'm just like, get to my tie-up. My tie-up was the underhook, so when the whistle blow, I would just constantly hand fight to my tie-up, and then once I got my tie-up, I would shoot. This made it so right when that whistle blew, I started just focusing on what I'm doing. And then what happens then is they're the ones reacting. They're the ones trying to stop me from getting to my underhook. They're the ones sprawling and down blocking, and I'm the one making them react the whole time. So there wasn't many opportunities for them to actually attack me and take me down. So my recommendation for people that are doing well in the practice room but having trouble in competition is think about get to your tie-up and shoot, and keep that kind of motto kind of leading up into your match. And when that whistle blows, get after it. Go towards that tie-up and start attacking. And you're going to see a big improvement from your practice. You're going to see your practice room wrestling start matching up with your competition. The second thing I would recommend is start being super, super aggressive in your practices. And my goal was to take 100 shots every practice during the live portion. And I would always be more reserved during competition, but what that's going to allow you to do is going to bring your practice aggression up a notch, and that will help bring your competition kind of following suit. So I was so aggressive, I had an issue with being aggressive in competition, so I decided to overdo it in practice. And that allowed me to kind of, my competition took a little bit, but it followed suit, and it got to that aggression. So yeah, that's what I recommend, the two things. If you're having trouble in competition, but you're doing well in the practice room, one, change your mindset to thinking about what you're going to do and not what they're going to do, and make it simple. Get to your tie-up and then attack. And the second thing is be ultra aggressive in the practice room, even more than you are, and try to break that habit of not attacking during your competition.